You know how every 31st December we dey go church with the pastor, they pray, they tell we say next year is our year, next year is our year. Hey, 2023, plenty things happen. 2023, will lie. This is Sauce and Pepper. In 2023, so many things happened, and Sauce and Pepper has been able to come up with 13, happenings that we believe that made the news, got Ghanaians talking. And at number 13, we have Wanderlust Ghana driving from Accra to landing.
Yeah.
Before you come in, for me, I think that was daring.
Yeah.
And now if I see these 4-wheel drives, these heavy cars, I tell myself, yo, this car can go straight to landing. That was amazing. And it's number 13. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. I think that it could have even ranked higher in terms of impact and all that. But 13 is not bad because I think it's just certain quarters of people who followed it.
Okay.
So like the semi-bougie people on social media, some of them had their friends on the trip, and so then that's where the rippling effect of the conversation started from. But to look at the feat itself, I mean, it was daring.
Yeah.
If you want me to compare it to the Singathon, I'll choose this one.
We didn't ask that, but that's fine. Say, what do you make? Do you agree? At number 13?
I think once we go up the list, to understand why it was number 13, because so many things happened rocked the nation. And our ranking system, someone asking how we are, our ranking system is based on things that got a lot of people talking, both online and offline. And I think Wanderlust was strictly online, and it was just a few sects of people like that. Like, it was a big thing for Ghana. Like, I think maybe actually they should have done Guinness World Record though.
Yeah.
They should have applied. Driving a car from one place to the other. But there's actually a white couple that does it as well. Like from country to continent.
This one
continent to continent.
2 continents. I think so Africa through North Africa.
No, it was into Europe, so it was just 2 continents.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes the North Africans say they are Arabs or
Arabs?
Europeans.
They are lost.
Sometimes a bit.
Well, in the same 2023, people believe, say, 2023 really show we shaggy.
Now I know show you shaggy.
I show everybody they go through and the youth this year rose up and said that they had to occupy Julorbi house, and that is what is making number 12 for us. Occupy Julorbi house. What do you make of it?
Personally, I think Occupy Julorbi should rank higher. Because
rank lower.
I think it should rank higher because it was something that, yes, our moms and our dads outside online probably didn't follow it as much as we did online, but for the online community was big. Like daring, especially with all the restrictions that came with police brutality that came the first day, and then still forcing to me. I personally think the police did the government did the service on day one. Because it was through their brutality that made everybody say, hey, the fighting we are fighting for when they increase GDP or they stop borrowing and Ghana becomes better, who gets the first benefit? You, the policeman, and you are beating me. Then we are coming in our number. So personally, I think Occupy Julorbi house was like, it was and I could feel like I understood the shout because my pocket was crying.
But Mr. Quills, why do you disagree? Why do you think it should have ranked lower?
Because it's nothing new. During Mohammed's time, we did occupy Flagstaff House, and you might say the conditions were not. You can't even say they were not. They were in certain spheres of the economy. They were not as bad, but we still occupied the Flagstaff House. But that was at the height of doom. So 72 hours doom, 12 hours. So that was terrible. And so then, yes, it's happened before. This time it is because of exchange rate debt exchange, inflation being about 50%. So,
everything some.
Yeah.
Everything some like.
So then, for me, it wasn't new.
Okay.
And I wasn't even expecting much to change. Okay. Really,
and
out of.
Change,
yeah. So that's why it doesn't rank so high for me. Well, people talked about it, but like not as much as the other things that we'll go to.
Well, in this same year, a section of the youth were angry because the government then decided that whatever earnings you are making, you have to give me, the government, 10%. So and this was targeted at the betting companies.
But betting is not
yeah. So the youth that were betting were deducted 10%.
Yeah.
And this got
like,
and that placed number 11
that came right after the occupied julorbi house.
Yes.
So, you know the funny thing, this government they don't listen though.
You can shout whatever you want. We'll still mirror you. We'll show you that we are the ones who have the power. And we can be, but to be fair to the government, this law has always been there. Windfall tax on lottery earnings or winnings, tax on gifts, right? So it's been there. They just decided that they were going to enforce it. So yes, so that the youth that are on the streets calling for things to be better, the government told them that, well, you have to be a bit more responsible and pay taxes on your windfalls and your lotteries. And so yeah, I mean, given the magnitude of the youth that are involved in betting today, that was definitely going to be news, and it did.
You've not seen the video of the woman in her cabin sleeves and boots going to the bet center, going to check.
I don't bet, so I don't.
I saw it. It was crazy.
It was sad. It was so sad. Then she walked in there. I hope it was a campaign to stop betting. The bet is real. And there's a picture that captures her walking confidently, staking. And then the next thing, the head is on the table.
Game over. But do you agree? Say, does it make it to number 11 for you? 10% of tax with all the happenings.
It's an arguable one.
It's an arguable one. Because seriously, I didn't really care. I really didn't care. But the point is, because it came right after julorbi, was like, F you, we don't care about you guys. You still pay.
Right.
Still pay.
So what was laughable was the reason given for the enforcement that they want to discourage.
Very laughable.
Please, let's not go there. He's not. He doesn't fall on our rank. Let's not go there. The lazy youth man. Let's not talk about it.
Is it not the one who presented a lazy bill to Parliament?
Please, let's
I think we should move on. This same year, Hajia4reall was in the news for being arrested.
That's at the beginning of the year, right? Yeah. One of the news that.
Yeah, she was being arrested for a 2 million, romance scam, and all of this. But for me, I hear this news every time about Hajia being arrested. Yeah, and there are
rumors of arrest, but this one was true.
Yeah, it
was true. And if you go into the details of the case, you hear stories like people using her images and all of that, and that is what is putting her into trouble. And
not
all of
she
that.
herself. I think I read some parts of it that said there were bank accounts open in her name, and we all know that you can't open a bank account without you, the person. So of course, the case is still in court. We can't judge it, right? But I read some part that said it wasn't just about image; it was about bank accounts. And bank accounts, unless you're going to pay like a lot of money to the bank, they're supposed to do KYC, so you're supposed to get your ID cards and all that. So some way, somehow, she's entangled in there some way, right? We are hoping that she comes out clear, and then because the justice system gets come some way, and then
people talked about it. I think it deserves where it is on the ranking because of the personality involved. Like she flaunts a lot of wealth. That is not clear. Like nobody owes it to us to come and tell us where they are making their money. But if it's not also clear, then it casts some a lacuna. Like there's a certain space, knowledge gap that's there, information gap that's there. And so when we realize that there was a scam to the tune of 2 million or whatever, then we try to put it to fill that gap. You get my point? So it will generate a lot of conversation that moral lessons
I was going to say there was a whole lecture season for young women and not following people on Instagram and there was even a sentence that said
that's why
I think I say that it says something about your role models money is not clear and you're also trying to convince your young boyfriend to buy you that iPhone be wise or something. Like, it was funny.
Those kinds of
things popped out.
It has the right ingredients for conversation and trend and all of that. So
yeah, it did trend.
You know, we are going to look at from number 9 down to number 1. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what's your number 1 happening. What was that event in 2023 that got
the biggest news for you?
Yeah, for you. Just let us know in the comment section. And whilst you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. So at number 9, we had light and darkness coming face to face. Agyin Asare saying that Nogokpo is the headquarters for witchcraft, and Nogokpo elders to believe that no, how can you denigrate us this way? You have to come and answer. And you know, this brought a whole lot of conversation.
Again, recipe for talkability, religion, and then not only religion, Christians believing that they have the best religion in the world.
Right.
And so now there's a show of like a showdown. Oh, good. Religious showdown, and even physical showdown, crowd, we are there for it, and a religious ones, especially because all these years people have been scaring us with Nogokpo and what is believed to be there, as in the power it possesses, and then Agyin Asare also has a big church, you know, which does miracles and all of that. So well, let's see what's going to happen. And it didn't help that the Nogokpo people all of a sudden hired a PR manager who was going from, because the Nogokpo people there, we know that we have to be careful because me, I'm not Agyin Asare. I don't have any church backing me doing fasting and prayer for 1 month. Even though they were not scared, they just had to do some fasting and prayer. You know, it just happened that they do fasting and prayer around that time when the threat came. So it had nothing to do with the Nogokpo people. They just felt like they need to fast. So anyway, it's a heavy threat. No, they didn't say. Okay, it's not for threat. They are not afraid.
But there's a threat, and
they have to just fast. Yeah, fasting is good for spiritual. It's not Nogokpo people.
Say, does it do it for you?
Let's move on.
Right. So I mean, we will look at something unprecedented, if that would be the right word to use. For the first time in our history, we are hearing a side chick actually taking her sugar daddy to court. That
what's her name again?
Serum. Serum Adabla.
Oh, okay, this one has Adabla. By Serums, you know.
Yeah, imagine you can't throw shit. It's his family people. It's his family people.
And that actually made it to number 8 on Source.
Oh yes. Because you see, if they are teaching, this story made teaching journalism, I'm sure, very easy for the journalism schools.
Okay. Why do you say that?
You see, one of the elements of news is novelty. So we say when dog bites man, it's no news. Side chick, taking a side chick is no news. But when the side chick takes you to court for promises that you made when you are on top of her, that makes news. That's what we call novelty. So that's why it's ranking.
Okay, so say, what do you think?
Oh, I think I had a lot to say, but I won't drag the show. I think she was bold. She was too ambitious.
Okay.
And then that she's picked some learnings. Like I said the last time on the show, next time when they give you a gift and they say it's for you, and you know that I'm not guaranteed this gift, sister, make sure your name is printed on that paper. Fast.
Right.
And of course, then the unprofessional side chicks too. They have to go and watch her. Please go and watch her our show on Hajia4reall episode on
types of
relationships. Please, they have to be professional. She was not. So yeah, and it generated. You know the funny part. This thing started from the beginning of the year. This particular case started from the beginning of the year. Went dormant. Lots of things came in. Resurrected somewhere in June when the court case started. Went dormant, and then in November it picked up again. So it picked up, and it was the whole. Oh, the court says, Massa, forgive. Your case has been thrown away because, of course, the judge cannot go and say, give it back. Do you know what that means? Even the judge side check, probably.
Please, I'm not involved. Personal.
Please.
I don't know if the judge has a side check.
I said probably.
And it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Probably.
I am not involved. I don't know her from anywhere.
We appreciate your disclaimer. So
are you disclaiming properly?
We do appreciate that. And at number 7 is rather sad that we had to be hit with a spillage from a dam that could not hold water anymore. I'm talking about the Akosombo Dam Spillage, making it to number 7. That was a sad moment.
That was a sad moment. Yeah. Especially because so many people think it could have been prevented. As in, like, the magnitude of the spillage, the magnitude of the damage of the spillage could have, not the spillage, they had to spill, but the magnitude that this spillage caused could have been prevented if they had started spilling way earlier than they did. Because of course we all know science. When you pour water on soil, it absorbs. It takes some time, it dries up. If you spill again, it will soil. But if you spill a lot at a time, it becomes too soggy. It will let loose, and then the water overflows. That's what happened. So because for the first time, those on the higher lands were flooded. I didn't even know, because I heard it on CTF, and when the MPs for those sides also started coming to say, hey, don't forget us, we also exist. And I'm like, how did the dam spillage, the upstream people, how did the dam spillage affect those people? And they said it, that in all the years that passed, it spilled in bits. So before it becomes a, you know how when you're watching cartoons, you do amber zone, and then when it's red zone, it's baby. I don't know if you've watched lots of. Okay, I do lots of animation. Even
if bomb is about to explode.
Exactly. We don't wait till it's point 1 before we start spilling, and then at that point we're in crisis mode, of course. So it was a really sad thing. But through this all, there were heroes out of it. There were heroes.
I think that's the biggest news. Okay, maybe that's why it should rank a bit higher. But the reason why it's not ranking a bit higher is that it didn't really get as much conversation as the ones that rank ahead of it. But the reason why it's also ranking ahead of a lot the rest is because there's still continued conversation because of one big news platform, which is City FM. So we saw donations that we had never seen for anything in this country. And I think the fact that the guys at City FM exuded that trust, that whatever resources people were given to them was going to be used for the right purpose. Maybe they felt a bit more comfortable and confident giving them their resources than maybe to government agencies or to so that's why it's still going.
Actually, it's still happening.
People are still,
because they are resettling communities. They've moved past just helping people in that short period of time to resettling them and giving them like something to let them find their feet. Then we can let you go. So of course it was sad, but heroes came up. Society, corporate Ghana rallied, and
it was just amazing. We will be looking at our top 5. Almost 5.
Oh, we're already
events.
there.
We are almost there. So before we get into that, the number 6 one is Dampare.
Things happening in this country.
I'm sure so many people have lists that someone said we missed it. So if you missed some, please put it in the comments and let's talk about it. We engage in the comment. But there's someone who said we've missed some.
Yeah.
It's only in this country that a secret recording can make it to the parliamentary committee. A whole committee is an
secret recording of gossip.
Gossip. Of gossip.
It's not even like, you know, in other countries when secrets are released, like Edward Snowden will release CIA classified stuff and all of that. That's more formal.
Yeah.
And so then, or Facebook has allegations of privacy things and all, and then you have a whole parliamentary system. But this is gossip. This is
this is like
conversations
people are having
with their friends, people they trust, and then. Anyway, to be fair to them, the people involved in the conversation are seen to be top hierarchy of law enforcement, Ghana police, and then the second person is a politician. We don't know how influential he still is, but it was a politician involved. So that becomes the ground on which the parliamentary
and then some of the things they said there was threatening what seemed to be something that can threaten our peace. And how do you call it?
I think one reason the committee gave was that perhaps they wouldn't have sat on it if it didn't get out into the public domain. So people need to be people's confidence needed to be reinforced.
Was your confidence reinforced?
Oh yes, it was.
How? Like, it was.
My confidence was reinforced in Dampare as IGP. Seriously, like the conversation on that thing was not befitting of.
I didn't see the end until of it. Of course, it just made
when Dampare got his chance on the panel.
He proved to be the person that we all know, of course, but the police service have a different opinion. The point is, he's working for us for a very long time. Things seem to be doing better, like seriously.
So this is the part I'm looking forward to, our top 5. Top 5, right? So at number 5, I said memoir Showdown. I will give you Showdown.
I know.
It was, and it became a whole mantra.
It still is. I'm sure in 2024 it would be a mantra. I'm very sure they'll carry it into 2024.
But since the delegates congress or the primaries, he seemed to have been quiet.
Don't forget that politics has gone quiet and will resurrect in January because they finished their delegates conference some few weeks into December. Once we enter December, Master, you're gonna stress our life with politics. Please, you've been stressing us from January to November. Once we enter December, we are in party mood. So I'm sure in January it will pick up, of course.
Yeah, but he surprised me in terms of how well he did in the primaries. Not even only that, but cutting the attention that he did. And he actually gave a showdown because without his involvement, I think it would have been a walk in the park. It still was a walk in the park, but an easier walk in the park for the vice president. And I think he gave a good showing. And so that was good. That's Kennedy Agyapong we are talking about.
Yeah, Kennedy Agyapong.
And then from the showdown
straight, we go butterfly. Afafranto, Alan leaves MPP.
He flew out.
He made it.
So which one do you think is higher?
Oh, I think we put them together. But
But Alan leaving is quite big. Alan leaving is big because Alan leaving is big.
It's big. It's big.
I predicted it. That the way things were going.
No. You know the point was when he withdrew from the. So what took away a bit from how big this news would have been ordinarily was that he gave us a precursor. So he resigned. Oh no, he withdrew from the primaries. Now,
from the second one.
Yes, the main primaries. He withdrew from it. For someone as big as what's his name, Alan Kyeremanteng, to withdraw from the MPP race that he's gone for 4 times or 3 times, it was always going to be a shocker, and that's why we started thinking, no, it's either he was going to form his own party, or something was going to happen, or he'll go independent or something, and then. It actually happened. So if you want to see the magnitude of it, just step out of the precursor and the whatever and see the fact that a primaries was done. No, the fact that someone as big as Alan Kyeremanteng has resigned from the MPP and is forming his own party. That's huge. Seriously. without even before the primaries, if that was announced, he stepped down as trade minister and then he leaves MPP. That's massive. So that's why I think it deserves to be on the.
Now we are coming to the top 3 gurus of 2023. It's crazy. They say if what you have is not yours, you've stolen it. Nowhere reports it that someone has stolen it.
No, like seriously, like can you imagine?
So guess what the number 3 slot is?
Hey, my people, there's no proof that the money she has.
But we not said anything. We not said anything. It was just
anything. I mean, well, guess number 3. The number 3 events that got Ghanaians talking, the Cecelia Dapaah, where they found $1 million under her
I told you that this one I'll talk about it.
Yes, please do me the honest.
They didn't just find $1 million. She reported her house help. In fact, this helps, and because I need to look for them.
Because of those house help, people are saying now it be like we all for go look for.
We have to update our CV.
Politicians, yeah.
How to get help? How to get help in their house?
We find more things.
Find more money and assets in their houses. Yeah. So the cases, there was a criminal case brought against her, 2 helps that worked for her, and for a house help to $100,000 US. At the time, it was $100,000 US. The dollar was 11 point something. So let's say today the dollar is 12 CD. Yeah. That's 1.2 million Ghana cedis.
No, that time the dollar was higher. That's when it was the 14.
It's now that.
It wasn't just $100,000. So they stole some pounds, they stole some Ghana cedis, they stole some jewelry, they stole some euros, and they were still in Ghana here. I'm not saying you should still please. I'm not saying you should still. So they were still in Ghana, bought properties in Ghana.
It's the boyfriend that
Cecelia Dapaah is thinking, this children, they are not smart. Let me take this case to the police station. Take a police case. They arrest these girls, and then of course, I'm sure the policeman is thinking, say, you still $100,000. You still there, Ghana here, make we arrest you, master.
You sleep.
Hey, me, so I'm proud of the girl because Charlie, he sorted the boyfriend out. She sorted. Ask yourself, are you going out with a girl who will sort you out? Like when she gets that kind of money.
So then
the
police case happens. These people are arrested, and then of course the question asks, how do you have $100,000 US? Remember, this is the same government. So for the people who don't know the story, Cecelia Dapaah is a minister in this current government she's resigned. Okay, she resigned when the scandal broke. But as at the time that was happening, she was a minister
of the 2 ministries,
fisheries and what?
Gender. She was caretaker for gender when
it's true, and then sanitation.
Yes.
Okay, sanitation and gender.
She's a utility player in the government. Sorry.
No, it's more utility player.
How? We went to IMF because we didn't have money. Yeah. Our exchange rate was like bad. The Bank of Ghana didn't have foreign currency.
Yeah, they said that
someone had $100,000.
$100,000 million.
$1 million.
That's what they found under the bed. But what the lady stole.
Yes.
How does she have $100,000 US for? And for someone to steal $100,000 for you not to know that is what sparked our brain. Our brain went
it burst on our mind.
It means that the stash literally. Yeah. Why was I not an ant then? I would have gone.
Let's stack up.
So then now the OSP says, well, since you have reported a criminal case, there's a term in law that says you've brought a case against you and then it backfires and you also become a suspect. So they took it up.
The complainant and accused.
So they took it up and they're like, well, let's investigate. How do you have 100,000 and more in your home? According to the Bank of Ghana rules, you shouldn't have that amount of money in your house. That is not, especially foreign currency. That's not in the reserves of the country. So the investigation started. My people. Sana, there was a well there. That's why I'm still looking for. I'm still looking for the house. No.
we have to.
There was a whole well.
Yeah.
A well.
Damn.
A well.
It's crazy. Like, so definitely you agree it will make
You
number
can't just
two.
stop playing. I'm not really thinking why it's not number 2. So.
I know, right?
You know,
I've lost my voice. I'm talking about it.
The name Cecelia Dapaah, the generations remember that name.
Hey,
she's
$1
made
million
history. Yeah.
under her bed.
Crazy.
And she's still walking around.
Well,
Just so you know.
She's still walking around. It's the OSP that's crying. Not there.
That didn't rank in Athens.
Nobody cares. I mean, crying babies are not allowed.
Oh my God.
come on.
You can't be crying. You are just
Please,
crying.
I keep saying that we are assuming everybody is Ghanaian. My people, she's still walking around. And the story, the money apparently is inheritance money to say.
Every whole story came trying to justify everything. It was just crazy. It was just crazy. But on a sad note, the number 2 slot, it happened early this year, like with the beginning. If I'm not wrong, the beginning of this year.
Yeah, it was one of the news that shook us.
That the earthquake happened
In Turkey, right?
Turkey, and one of our cherished, national assets in the person of Christian Atsu fell victim to that.
Charlie.
It was really sad, and what made it even painful is the fact that he had children and the
Young
wife,
kids.
very young
Kids.
to leave them at this age.
I think death, no matter the age, is painful. Because like, people cry when their parents are 90-old and they're still crying, and I'm thinking this person has lived a full life. Like Emmanuel said, like when the queen died and people were saying, why can't people be okay? Like she's lived, or was it you?
I don't remember. I see so many things.
Live the fool. Oh no, actually it was from Trevor Noah's stand-up.
Now that it's Trevor Noah, I'll take it. It's me. Please.
Yeah, he mentioned that, like, of course, like the Indians and Africans were like happy, and then people are like, why happy? Don't say bad of the evil. Massa, don't
say evil of the dead.
Don't say evil
don't
of
say
the
bad
dead.
about the evil thing. You need water to drink.
Don't say evil about the dead. But she lived her full life, and now she retired, right? But this is a young man who just started a family, and the kids are so young, and yeah, it was really sad. Especially the circumstances. The fact that the conversations that said he was supposed to return back to his family and he stayed, and Charlie. And it was the beginning of the year was terrible.
Yeah, I think that one hits Ghanaians very hard. It did.
Yeah, it's an African thing actually. When someone dies, it hits. In fact, when they don't even know the person,
they feel they know you because he was playing for Ghana, so. There's that connection.
I mean, also Christian Atsu, I think we all know him, but I'm just saying it's an African thing that we take death so hard. Because people who don't even know you, when they hear that somebody has passed, like they sympathize.
Yeah, but that is the end of everything. So
well, finally, our number 1 spot.
Number 1.
The whole 2023.
I hope it's something that make us laugh because Christian Atsu has just something.
It's
may his soul rest in peace.
Yes.
Let's go to number 1.
But number 1, 2023.
For us,
for Sauce and Pepper. We day here, Yvonne Nelson can tell, we say, hey, you no be Yvonne Nelson, no. What is this? I am not Yvonne Nelson.
I know, right?
So who are you? Who are you then? And then we got a book, they say it's a memoir. So we check, we read, and the things that have been revealed. It got Ghanaians talking.
The memoir, it was only some few pages that got Ghana. I can tell you so many people still don't know.
The whole it was just that Sarkodie part,
Which was a marketing. I still stand to my point. Today, it was a marketing.
But it looks like that story hasn't ended though, because
it was a marketing.
Sarkodie went to perform as rapper.
Oh no, let's talk. Maybe someone doesn't know about I'm not. Please, if you've not heard about I'm not Yvonne Nelson book or the memoir, let me give you a rundown. So Yvonne Nelson is looking for who her father is. Apparently, the man she thought was her father is not her father, right?
Could be Sarkodie? No, that's not the link.
No.
That's not the link. Okay.
She's been searching for this person, and through that she's done so many things in her life that she really thinks that it was because she didn't have that influence of her dad. That's her interpretation. But when the memoir broke, which came in soft copy, that thing was killer. The soft copy, the part that caught everybody, was a chapter about she and Sarkodie. Like, why do this to the man though? Really? Because I don't see, the chapter, I don't see the positive side in there about Sarkodie.
She's saying her truth.
But did he do anything positive to her?
Like,
Charlie.
Apart from giving her a positive pregnancy test.
That whole chapter with Sark was some way. Seriously, Charlie, it was us knowing about Sark's past, and this was when Sark was Charlie. Ghana for the knew, the Ghanaians are not going like, wait, it is this Sark that's Yvonne Nelson. You know the
forehead like lantern. You know the.
Please, the sack that Yvonne wrote in this book is not the sack that you go to today. It's the sack of 2012 that is skinny and hustling.
Drinking Coke and swallowing the entire bottle.
So like, but you see, personally, I think people say she has a right to write her story, right? So I didn't understand when people also had a problem with Sark also writing his side of the story in a book, in a song.
No, he was insulting.
He was.
Please, that story.
Chose violence more.
Violence, I like violence.
You're serious.
Peace.
I like violence always. I'm looking for that sound. I like violence always. But seriously, but you really think Yvonne chose peace in her book?
She just said, it's look and say. She just said what happened. It's simple as that. But you calling her prostitute.
You didn't call her prostitute. So that was it.
Woman of the street is not a prostitute.
But the point is, it's not dead.
No, it's not. It looks like.
And dying
there's
anger built.
Innocent.
They say right now,
innocent jollof and egg has come.
And fried egg. So
innocent jollof and fried egg has come. What has jollof and fried egg done? But who likes that combination?
Please, Opana likes it.
The people who impregnate you not take it. They like jollof and fried egg.
Okay. Please.
Well, do you like jollof?
So it makes number one. Let's.
This story. It's not there though.
Look. It's just because of the personalities involved. Yvonne herself is big. She divides opinion. She always generates conversation. Yvonne Nelson herself, you can write on the subject Yvonne Nelson. You write like 10 books or 10 pages, and then Sarkodie is another one. So if the two of them are caught up in a in a controversy, oh jeez, it's huge. So yeah, that's what's
okay.
Yeah.
So do you agree with our list? Well, let us know what your list is, and whilst you are at it, don't forget.
Where will you put the sing-a-thon?
Sing-a-thon is still happening, so maybe that will be a bonus.
Yes, a bonus.
Sing-a-thon.
No, just so you know, we are ending 2023 and starting 2024 with Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
Just so they know, when they open their book in Guinness World 2024, Ghana is going to flag that, because trust me, it's not just going to be a sing-a-thon and a cook-a-thon.
Yeah, there are more to come.
Someone you do a sleep-a-thon, please call me. We'll do a drive-a-thon. We'll do so many thons. They should get ready for us.
Exactly.
But you want to do a talk-a-thon?
Yes, please. I'll do a talk-a-thon. I need to search how to do it and get some voice coaches to how to shout and moderate my voice, so that I won't be in a box and be saying, "Hey, my bro." On that note.
On that note, this is Sauce and Pepper.
Please, I wasn't part of this show.